Try to contaminate people with the Sabar virus, and well, it kind of works. Hello, my name is Sophie Schouwenaar, which is unpronounceable in any other language, which is why I go by the name of Sophie Sabar. And Sabar is the name of the dance I practice. I had a friend who danced salsa, so I took salsa classes, and it was after that my sister took African dance classes, and that's where I started to get to know African dances. And I moved to Amsterdam after having traveled the world. I was in South America for 6 months. I did anything salsa related, so I took a lot of Afro classes and stuff. And then I had this friend, and she said, well, come take classes with this Senegalese teacher in Amsterdam, and that's what I did. And I went with him to Senegal as well, and that was the first time I saw the women dancing. I saw these women dancing, and they looked so big, and they were stuck to their chairs, and then there was this rhythm, and the rhythm called them, and off they went, and they jumped, and the sand was all around us, and I was amazed by this dance, and I thought, what is this? And why does nobody know about this? And then I got to know this was Sabar. Traditionally, Sabar is a women's dance, and that has changed. There's a rhythm called mbabas. Mbabas also is something only danced by women. But all the other rhythms, chebujen, fas, baranbai, they are ras. Nowadays they are danced by men. And the male version of Sabar is different because it has more acrobatic elements. And the women kind of stick more to their traditional, or they used to their traditional choreography, so like the way that their grandmothers dance. But now they are infected by the men. They see them do all these acrobatic turns, and now the women, they want to do that as well. Back to the first time I went to Senegal, the women, they would dance, and the rhythms were slow, and they would dance in their grand boubous, and nowadays it's a thing that's danced by the youth, and the women, the girls, they dance the same as the men, and they're very thin and tiny. But Sabar used to be a big woman's dance and not something for the youth. Nowadays it's a young thing. So it's not only the Sabar dancing, and I was looking for freedom in my dance, and I didn't find it in salsa because I had to wait for the men, and I didn't find it in djembe because the rhythms never elevated me, and then I found it in Sabar. But there's more than the dance and the drum. On an emotional level it touches me, yes, and the dance liberates me, makes me free. But as an anthropologist, it's the most fascinating, interesting thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a tradition that has lasted for centuries, and now it keeps on going in modern times. But how in modern times, where all other things have vanished or disappeared, how come in Senegal Sabar is blossoming and growing, and how come Gil there are more Gil than ever? That's fascinating. So it's from an anthropological perspective that it never finishes. It keeps me interesting, keeps me sharp as well. So I think it's a marriage for centuries. It's not a thing that would last only 3 months. Like a lot of Western people, I think they consume for a short while and they consume everything, you know, a bit of salsa and a bit of this and a bit of that. And I think I've committed myself for a long term. Also, because I'm married to a Senegalese, people know me as Sophie Sabar. I can't be anything else. I couldn't be Sophie Schouwenaar all of a sudden. People would go, why? Why? You have abandoned us. I could never go back to Senegal, of course. So it's a marriage with Senegal, it's a marriage with Sabar, and it's a marriage with with everything that comes with it, I guess. That was me teaching my Sabar class. This is a weekly class I teach in Amsterdam. At this point it's on Wednesdays, but it differs. You can check it on my website, sophie-sabar.nl. I also teach a summer course, which are 4 individual classes with with every week a different theme, so everybody can come and join and have a taste of Sabar. And in the winter, this winter, we organize a trip to Senegal. In 50 years, I hope I will still be married, because it's not really evident to be married to a Senegalese man. I see a lot of split up couples. I hope I'll still be married. I think that my husband, he didn't really see himself dying here in Holland, so he might want to go back to Senegal, and I might want to spend my old days there as well. And as for Sabar, I think I'll be more of an organizer than a dancer myself. I think I might, you know, I'm teaching while I still want it, but maybe in a couple of years I might be more on the organizational side, as for example, that I do all the school projects, but sometimes I have a student or somebody who takes over classes or something like that. I might not be that physical anymore.